so dung rats! Open that door! The master wants them found now!
Get back to the fray and search the room again. These pink maggots ain't gonna kill themselves.
Oh, Chief, we see them traveling with elves. Oh, I'm famished, I is. Can't wait to get me some elf pudding.
Shut your trap, you useless sack of bones! We ain't gonna have any pudding until the master says we can. Now, you two clag sacks, open that door!
Perhaps they be just behind this door. Ooh, I can almost taste them already. You're no elf.
Sup, gobblefucks?
They're here!
Kill that warrior.
Right on, let's get right to it! Ha! Fuck you! Is that all you got?
Kill the damn warrior!
Shit sticks! It's a dark elf!
A hardened head.
She's hexing us!
Enchanting beauty.
Say goodnight.
Finally! First time in this place where we jump them. Cheers for the tip, little guy.
You helped injured Meepo. Meepo helped back.
A kobold with a sense of honor. Who would have thunk?
Yeah, thank you, Meepo. And thanks for convincing your leader to give us stay with your clan. Really helped us out with our wounds. Lacus, how are you holding up?
A lot better, thanks. That bugbear got me good.
Meepo done here now?
Weren't you going to show us where our two missing people went?
Meepo last saw humans run through yonder door. They be behind there.
The one that looks like it hasn't been opened since time began?
Oh, but Meepo saw. Meepo ran to ask them for help, but humans ran, and humans locked themselves in. Meepo and Meepo's friends couldn't open it.
Luckily, I can undo that. Well, we fulfilled our part of the bargain. I think that's the last of the goblins. The fortress is yours.
Yeah, take care. Don't get yourself killed, pal.
At last, Clan Yulfsdale has a home again. Thank you, Outlanders, and Loth be with you.
What? Oh, don't act surprised. I've been telling you my purpose from the start. Besides, unlike any of you, I don't need sleep. Whilst you licked your wounds, I had nothing else to slowly kill but time. So I improvised and indoctrinated them on the virtues of Loth.
You began a cult.
I began an army, and soon they will spread the word of the Dark Mother, and we shall become legion.
Lady, you're batshit crazy, you know that?
Can we please move on? I want this all to be over with.
Agreed. We'll continue this discussion at a later date. All of you stay back. I'll check the door for traps.
It stinks of rot. Oh, the stairway is full of it. I can't see anything at the bottom.
Wait, look on the floor. And on the stairs. Blood. Recent. They were here all right.
Yeah. This is it.
Productions presents The Tales of Saltmarsh, an original Dungeons & Dragons audio drama, written by Adam Ragnarsson, directed by Adam Ragnarsson and Bjorn Max.
The lower dungeon they had now descended was almost pitch black and damp. From what they could just see, moss and fungi overwhelmed the walls and ceiling, and dead vines and briar littered the moist stone ground. There were also peculiar-looking mossy mounds found sporadically around the floor. Every one of them resembled a humanoid form, but limp, as though the mossy vines and fungi had engulfed and suffocated a person. They had come to the Sunless Citadel in a force of 4. Tenebris Knox, a tall, well-built, broad-shouldered man with amber eyes and dark, shoulder-length hair. He is clad in battered splint mail in leather straps that hold a variety of weaponry, 2 swords, a hand crossbow, and a greatsword. Marathi, a lithe, pale drow with thick, jet-black hair tied back into a top-knot bun. She is armoured in bronze chainmail and spiked leather arm guards. On her back, she too carries more than one weapon: a bloody glaive, a rusting morning star from a bugbear she'd slain, and a short bow with a quiver of arrows nearing depletion. They are aided by Lacasoltum, a stocky dwarf wizard from Saltmarsh. Like Tenebris, he is also wearing splint mail, yet his appears less tarnished. The 4th member of the group is Miri Strepton, a young, slim, half-elf inquisitor rogue under the employ of the Saltmarsh Guard. Together, the 4 adventurers had been assembled and hired to rescue 2 individuals, a brother and sister who had last been sighted entering the sunken, ancient fortress known as the Sunless Citadel. Upon entering the fortress, they had been met with vicious ambushes of goblins and further assault from bugbears and hobgoblins. But they had also unexpectedly made a temporary alliance with a small kobold clan who had taken refuge here, and had also been victims of goblinoid assault, which made them more than happy to aid the party in killing the goblins in exchange for ownership of the fortress. With their shelter and their help, the party had been given directions and clues to where the 2 missing individuals may be found within the fortress. After several narrow escapes from deadly traps and relentless goblinoid attacks, they had managed to near the endpoint of their search: a dungeon. As the party had begun their descent, Miri had left to scout the area ahead, leaving Lacus, Marathi and Tenebris to totter behind in the moist, difficult terrain. The paladin walks warily about, with a mixed face of unease and disgust with every squelching step.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
You want to sit this one out? Stay with the kobolds upstairs, maybe?
Don't you mock me, sorcerer. Look around you. Fungi. Zuget Moy lingers here.
Yeah, all right, whatever you say. Also, I'm not a sorcerer. I'm an angel. Hey, since you think Zugtamoy is hiding here, why don't you go on ahead and get her pants shitting? Show her Lolf's power.
Oh, our fearless bulwark, who also claims to be an angel, now yearns to stay behind. That's not fear I smell, is it? I hope you didn't forget to bring your manhood with you before coming down here.
You know, Marathi, you can be a real bitch at times.
Well, then don't start fights you can't win.
Hey, you two. Shush. Someone is coming. It's Mary. She's coming back.
Alright, from my scout head I got some good news and some bad news. I found Sir Bradford and Sharwin alive, but...
Well?
Actually, it's best if you saw for yourselves.
The group sneak their way across the large dungeon hall to find an archway leading to a much larger walled clearing among the briar, fungi, and moss. The walls are about 20 feet high, which is less than half the height of the cavern's ceiling, which provides illumination from fungi protruding from the walls. Several varieties of plants grow around the perimeter of the clearing, including a few suspicious-looking saplings with humanoid forms, but their importance pales before that which stands at the courtyard's center. Beneath the fungal light grows an evil tree. Its black and twisted limbs reach upward, like a skeletal hand clawing its way out of the earth. Before it stand a few unmoving twig blights, a heavily armored young human male with a shield and sword, a blonde young human woman in a robe fit for a noble, and a middle-aged, bearded human male wearing a hooded brown robe and armed with a staff and sickle. The younger humans have black eyes and grey skin with the texture of bark. Upon seeing this, Marathi side rolls and kneels behind a nearby decaying shrub just outside the clearing entrance, and immediately nocks an arrow in her short bow. She is accompanied by Lacus, who scrambles beside her and readies his wand.
That must be the mad druid the villagers are talking about.
Aye, it seems so. Wait, where did the other two go?
Upon hearing the sound of a bottle uncork, both turn their heads behind to see Tenebris standing, legs akimbo with one hand on the hilt of his greatsword, and the other clutching a bottle of ale that was currently pressed against his lips. After dumbly watching him guzzle the full bottle down and step brazenly into the clearing with open arms, Marathi and Lacus look to each other deadpan.
All right, guess it's showtime.
Looks like Captain Drunk has an idea. Best ready ourselves.
Aye, but what of Mary?
Lord damn her. You know what that half-breed is like, always slinking in the shadows. Wherever she is, she better get ready. Murder and mayhem await.
Together, the dwarf and the drow watch from their hiding place as Tenebris swaggers into the clearing with confidence, as though he were about to reunite with some past friends.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
And who are you? What, pray tell, are you doing here?
I am Tenebris Nox. I'm a warrior. A young, handsome, fighting-fit warrior from far, far away.
Ah, a jester also.
What did you just say?
You didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what are you doing here?
If you just let me finish, pal. What am I doing here, you ask? Well, I'm here for the girl.
How endearing. It's a shame you're a little too late for that.
With a flick of Belak's wrist, Sir Bradford staggers forward to unsheath his sword from his scabbard and places himself in front of Belak to face Tenebris.
Ah, no. Come on, man. Don't be like that. Don't get all defensive. I just want to take the girl home and see where things go on from there. That sound deal for you?
Unbelievable.
Belak keeps his eye on Tenebris, but twists his head to the side, slightly to his right.
Why are your friends so shy?
What do you mean?
You think me a fool? How reckless of you. The fat ginger dwarf and the skinny gray elf who linger behind you, and the half-elf who cowers there in the shadows, believing herself safe.
Damn it all. Look, I don't know what kind of operation you're running here, but we were sent to collect those two. Their mother is very worried about them.
Oh yeah, about that. Look man, I don't really care about the guy. It's just the girl I want.
What you want is irrelevant. You see, they serve the Gulthias tree now.
Oh, a shame. I was kind of hoping she could serve me for a little bit, you know?
Tenebris! Not the time.
Hey, listen. I'm just busting balls here, alright? Just having a man-to-man conversation. Can I come a bit closer? It's just a bit awkward talking to you from this distance.
If you wish, but I won't be held responsible for what may happen.
Who are you?
I am Belak, though to many I am named the Outcast. My circle expelled me, the fools. Why? Because I dared to seek the unknown and harness whatever power it held, and I have found a great power in the Gulthias tree.
And what is that exactly?
The Gulthias tree? Ah, it's beautiful, is it not? It looks dead, but it lives stronger than ever. In years long past, someone staked a vampire on this very spot. The stake took root, and so grew the Gulthias tree, reverberating with primal power for those who can tap it.
And that's where the fruit comes from. You must know, the fruit the goblins were selling to the village.
Ah, yes. I give fruit to the goblins with orders to disperse their seeds on the surface. Deceitful beings that they are, the goblins just barter the fruit. But the seeds are dispersed all the same. My plan for colonizing the surface with the children of Gulthias continues.
He's mad. He's mad! Kill him now!
So those human-looking shambles. You're trying to spread more of them to the surface?
Of course, you're getting it now. Each seed that is planted on the surface becomes these marvelous beings.
Ah, I see. That's interesting.
In the name of Loth, cut his head from his shoulders!
You know, you seem like a nifty guy, but when I was on the upper levels, I saw your goblins making some disgusting, nasty-ass drinks. Is that meant to be wine or something?
A shame. I love the taste of the wine the goblins make from my plants.
For real? Hey, you sure you don't want something from above? You know, like a tasty drink? Think of it as like a peace offering.
What an endearing gesture. You are a courteous man. You'll make a fine supplicant in my colony, just like my other two.
Well, I got a couple of bottles if you're serious. Here, you can have a bottle and I'll have one for myself, huh?
What? Tenebris, you idiot! You can't be—
Calm it, Marathi, I'm making friends. We'll drink over it, all right, man?
From his satchel, Tenebris casually reaches in to produce 2 corked bottles. Although both appear nearly identical, only one is alcohol, the other a carefully disguised concoction of alchemy fire and oil. He tosses the concoction over, only for it to deliberately meet halfway and smash on the ground between Belak, Sir Bradford, and himself.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. This is really embarrassing. Butterfingers, man. You know, I've probably been drinking too much on the way down here. But hey, do you smoke? What am I talking about? Of course you do, you're a druid. You got that good stuff, don't you?
Amusing and naive. You'll definitely serve my needs far better as my supplicants. All of you, surrender and submit peacefully, and you will never have to worry about a thing in your lives ever again.
Enough. I hope you've got a good pair of lungs on you, Druid, because by the Dark Mother today you will scream.
You meddling she-elf! Thralls! Protect your master!
The humanoid-looking saplings and twig blights suddenly begin to move and stagger towards the adventurers. Sir Bradford bashes Tenebris's chest with his shield and lunges with his longsword at his head, but he parries and sidesteps out of his range, only to reply with a critical blow with his greatsword, embedding itself in Sir Bradford's chest. Grey bark shatters from beneath his chainmail, and the thrall goes down with a shrill squeal. But as he makes his final sound, a cry of subtle relief can almost be heard. After pulling his greatsword from the body, he looks upon Belak and begins to march towards him. But before he can get into range, nearby saplings suddenly maneuver to grapple him, forcing him face flat onto the floor in the puddle of alchemy fire. He looks across to see Miri being cornered by other animated twig blights. Belak commands Sharwin to encount a spell directed at Lacus.
Est Fatot! Is it time already? Well, what a day. Good night.
No, Locus, get up! Get up!
Marathi throws her short bow to the ground, grips her glaive, and charges ahead. But Belak holds his hand to her, and in a strange dialect shouts something in her direction.
Kuthra Priga!
She freezes in her exact charging position, and is lifted 2 feet in the air, paralyzed.
This is bad.
Miri, over here!
I'm a little occupied. I can't help you, mate.
No, Miri! Light me up!
What? No!
She looks in momentary disbelief at Tenebris, but at quickly seeing the condition of the rest of the party, she uses all her strength to force a twig blight to the ground and break free from their grasp. She scrambles away a few paces as she grabs a matchbox and frantically lights a matchstick. A twig blight grapples her back, but at the last moment before she is fully restrained, she hurls the lit matchstick and watches it just reach the puddle of alchemy fire at which Tenebris, Belak, and the twig blights are all lying. And in an instant, although Lacus still lies asleep from Sharwin's enchantment, and Miri struggles against the relentless twig blights at their master's behest, Marathi is freed from Belak's paralysis, and Tenebris, despite being on fire, is also free. He scrambles up and upon instinct slashes the burning twig blights around him. As Belak pats himself down, he looks up to see a malevolent Marathi leering back.
My turn, Druid. Grovel.
Ah! No! Get out of my head!
I said grovel!
Ah! Please, my lady, don't hurt me. I'll do anything. Anything!
With a cruel, satisfied smile on her face, Marathi swings her glaive savagely overhead into the back of the prostrating druid, almost splitting him in half upon impact. With Belak instantly slain, the twig blights and saplings simultaneously stop what they're doing and fall to the ground, limp. Tenebris finally waters down and pats the flames from his clothes, exposed from his armor, and looks up to see Sharwin still standing.
Hey, lady, you're safe now.
Oh, wretched human, we just saved you!
She doesn't serve Belak. It must have only been the conduit. It's the Golthius tree. Cut the tree, we may still save her.
I hope you're right. Someone wake up the wizard.
I'm on it.
All right, I'll create a distraction for you.
As the drow sprints over to wake Lacus, and Miri begins to capture the possessed witch's attention with several slingshots, Tenebris runs over to the evil tree, and with 5 heavy swings of his greatsword, manages to cut it down. It falls to the mossy stone floor, as does Sharwin.
Oh, that is not what I thought would happen.
What's happened? Oh.
Hang on, I have medicine kit and some healing potions. Maybe I can... No, it's not working. Damn it all.
Well, shit. There goes my date.
Mate, really? Is that all you're sad about?
I mean, no, of course not. Hey, it's been a week since I last got some, alright? Besides, she's still alive. All's not lost.
Of course, I could expect nothing nobler from an ill-soaked thug.
Uh-huh. Go worship a spider, you homicidal zealot.
Both of you stop it. We need to get this girl some medical attention now. She's got a heartbeat, but it's bad. Lacus? Tenebris?
I'll carry her.
Aye, that'll be the best. I'm sorry, but that spell sapped a lot of my strength too. I'm sorry, everyone.
Nothing to fret, Lacus. We got lucky to get through it in one piece. But I do hope we can get Sharwin out fast.
As do I. I was only kidding about the whole date thing. I do hope she pulls through.
As Tenebris holds Sharwin in his arms, the rest of them begin to search the bodies. From Sir Bradford, they take his signet ring, before making their ascent from the clearing. With the help of the kobolds upstairs, the adventurers are escorted to the entrance of the Sunless Citadel, from whence they came, and begin their journey back to Oakhurst. As they rest at one of the abandoned farms, located just off the old road, Tenebris stops abruptly and stares at the bark-skinned woman in his arms, who looks back at him with glossy, black eyes.
Death. I feel it.
As her neck goes limp and her arms hang down, and the bark on her skin darkens quickly with the rot, he kneels down and bites his lip.
Shit!
No. No, give me a wrist. Oh, I'm sorry. We should wrap the body, lest we scare the locals when we arrive. I'm sorry, Sharwin. We were too late.
As the swamps and forest becomes foggy, our adventurers reach the outskirts of Oakhurst village, with only candle lights and silhouettes of buildings to distinguish it through the fog. Before reaching the wooden gates, Miri beckons to Tenebris to hand over the wrapped body of Sharwin. Once they finish the solemn exchange, Tenebris, blushing with shame and self-contempt for his failure in saving the woman, trudges to the Oakhurst ale house, where he furiously drinks himself into oblivion. The wizard, having had his fill of terror from their dark adventure, goes to the village stable to prepare the horses and cart for the journey back to Saltmarsh. He doesn't want to stay in this forest any longer than he needs to. Miri, accompanied by Marathi, walks together to meet Lady Hucriel at her store to deliver the grievous news and the events that transpired whilst in the fortress.
Ah, Miss Strepton, I was so worried that you... What's this?
Oh, gods. Forgive us, my lady. We failed. They had been captured by the goblins. They were led by a mad druid. He made them into his slaves.
Slaves? Oh, gods. My babies.
An awkward silence follows before they receive their payment and are ordered to leave, and let her grieve in private over her children's unfortunate fate. An hour before midnight, Baratheon and Lacus take to preparing the horses and sorting the loot from the fortress, while Miri is requested by the barkeep of the Villa jailhouse to collect a passed-out Tenebris. Upon loading the last of their belongings and Tenebris onto the cart, our adventurers ride their way back out of the Dreadwood and eastwards to Saltmarsh. This had been their first rescue mission together, and although they'd succeeded in keeping each other alive, as well as achieving their ultimate goal, each of them felt a pang of failure in their heart. They had been too late to save the foolhardy children. It's fair to say the ride back home is a quiet, somber journey. They would reach Saltmarsh to rest and spend their earnings, but would only seek more harrowing contracts and pray they would succeed without sacrifice. Such is the life of adventurers.